President Donald Trump sent Marines and more National Guard troops to Los Angeles. That's where we're starting the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Tuesday, June 10th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Police and protesters have continued to face off in Los Angeles. The demonstrations were sparked on Friday by sudden immigration raids at workplaces across LA and neighboring cities. Some have turned chaotic, with police firing tear gas and what are known as less lethal rounds. Multiple journalists covering the protests have been hit with these types of rubber and plastic bullets. The fight over immigration raids has also developed into a power struggle between state and federal leaders. In a sharp escalation, the Trump administration yesterday doubled the initial National Guard deployment to Los Angeles. And a senior administration official said the Pentagon was sending 700 Marines to LA. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass took questions from reporters yesterday.
What's your reaction to the deployment of 700 Marines?
We didn't need the National Guard. Why on earth? What are they going to do? Do you know what the National Guard is doing now? They are guarding 2 buildings. They're guarding the federal building here in downtown, and they're guarding the federal building in Westwood. That's what they're doing. So they need Marines on top of it? I don't understand that. That's why I feel like we are part of an experiment that we did not ask to be a part of.
The state of California sued the Trump administration yesterday over the National Guard deployment, and Trump threatened to have California Governor Gavin Newsom arrested. He did not specify charges or any alleged criminal wrongdoing. Newsom described it as a step toward authoritarianism for the president, and he threatened to sue again over the deployment of Marines. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. purged every vaccine advisor on a key CDC panel. That's number 2. The Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices makes vaccine recommendations to the director of the CDC. When his recommendations are approved, they become official public health guidance. Kennedy is Trump's Health and Human Services Secretary. He has long criticized the panel, and yesterday he took the unprecedented step of removing its entire membership. He will pick replacements. Kennedy is a well-known vaccine skeptic, and this is just his latest move that has raised alarm among health experts. He has also forced out the FDA's top vaccine scientist, hired a vaccine skeptic to scrutinize CDC data, and offered mixed messages about measles vaccines during an outbreak. Kennedy said his overhaul of the CDC panel would help to restore public trust in vaccines. But medical, public health, and infectious disease experts all told the Post that his actions will do the opposite. Number 3. Experts warned that President Trump's massive tax and spending bill may lead to a financial crisis. Trump's budget bill narrowly passed the House of Representatives last month. It's currently in the Senate for debate, and it's causing a lot of controversy. It was a key part of Elon Musk's beef with Trump last week. Criticism of the bill has picked up in recent days among Republican lawmakers and Wall Street investors. Their major concern is that it would lead to too much new government borrowing. Yesterday, economists told the Post that the bill could fuel inflation as Trump's tariffs are already pushing prices up. In our newsletter today, you can find a fact check of the latest spin from the White House on the budget bill. Find the link to that in our show notes. Number 4. Officials in Austria said several people were killed in a school shooting. Police responded to a school shooting in southeastern Austria this morning. It took place in Graz, which is the country's second-largest city. Police have not confirmed the death toll yet, but local media reported that 8 people were killed and that the suspected attacker was also dead. The scene is now reported to be under control. This is a breaking news story this morning, so check our website for more. Number 4. Funk musician Sly Stone has died at 82. Stone was responsible for creating an enduring soundtrack of the 1960s and early 1970s. He introduced a genre-fusing brand of psychedelic funk that electrified listeners wherever he went. That included Woodstock. Playing with his band, Sly and the Family Stone, he jammed on the keyboards and roamed the festival stage in a white jumpsuit. That was his performance of Everyday People in August of 1969. Few artists had such a big impact on music history in such a short amount of time. Just as he reached his peak in popularity, Stone's career and life were derailed by drugs, health issues, and periods of reclusiveness. Stone died yesterday at his home in California. His manager said the cause was chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and other health complications. Number 6. Stifling heat and 100-degree days are hitting the Pacific Northwest. Heat records are forecast to be broken from Northern California to Idaho. The heat wave is set to be brief but intense, lasting through tomorrow. An extreme heat warning has been issued for parts of eastern Washington until 9 p.m. today. It's being caused by a heat dome that will begin to break down tomorrow. While temperatures just over 100 may not sound that extreme, experts say this kind of heat can be particularly dangerous when people aren't acclimatized to it. Only about 30% of homes in Washington state have central air conditioning. At number 7, we are once again talking about axolotls. These little animals may hold the secret to human limb regeneration. Axolotls are a remarkable and beloved species of smiley-looking salamanders. They're critically endangered in the wild in Mexico, but scientists have been studying them in labs since the 19th century. That's because of their amazing ability to regrow limbs even into adulthood. They can also regrow tissue in the heart, lung, and even the brain. Scientists wanted to learn more about how they do it. So, in a new study, they genetically engineered them to glow in the presence of a tiny molecule known as retinoic acid. They found that the acid acts like a GPS locator for cells. It helps tell them where in the body they're located, so they know what kind of limb they need to regrow. And yes, this acid is related to the retinol used in skincare. The question now is figuring out the right chemical signals that could unlock regenerative abilities in humans. Personally, I'd like to grow new eyes, teeth, and maybe even some knees. But that's probably a long way off. All right, you're all caught up. For your next listen, check out the latest episode of Post Reports. My colleagues dive deeper into the situation in Los Angeles, and whether it's a sign that Trump is prepared to send troops into other cities in response to protests. Find Post Reports wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Hannah Jewell. I'll meet you back here tomorrow.
My name is Cleve Wootson. I'm a White House reporter for The Washington Post. In addition to generally breaking news about whatever the president and the administration are doing, I also write about the impact of policies and politics across the country. I think a lot of Washington reporting is based on the most powerful people, but the impacts of all of that stuff happens to people that grew up very similar to the way that I grew up. We grew up lower middle class. A lot of our lives, whether it be free lunch or public housing or whatever, was impacted by decisions that are made in Washington. So if people just have more insight into how all of this stuff is working, it's a good day for me. Subscribers support this work and the people behind it. Learn more at washingtonpost.com/subscribe. I'm Cleve Wootson, and I'm one of the people behind the Post.